Meet Omar Abdul Kadir Artan.
Omar.
Omar Artan.
Omar Artan.
Mr. Omar Artan. Omar Abdul Kadir from Somalia.
Who is Omar Artan? Yep, you're asking yourself this question. But don't worry, you will know in a few minutes more about Omar Artan. But first,
Omar Abdul Kadir Artan. From Mogadishu's football pitches to a World Cup controversy. Few figures in modern Somali sport have captured the imagination of their nation quite like Omar Abdul Kadir Artan. Rising from humble beginnings in Mogadishu to become one of Africa's most respected football referees, Artan's journey has been defined by perseverance, professionalism, and historic achievements. His career reached its highest point when he became the first Somali referee selected for a FIFA World Cup. Yet that milestone was overshadowed by a controversial decision that prevented him from entering the United States ahead of the 2026 tournament. His story is one of both remarkable success and unexpected disappointment, a reflection of the challenges and triumphs that have shaped Somali sport in the modern era. Early life and introduction to football. Born and raised in Mogadishu, Somalia, Omar Abdul Kadir Artan grew up in a country where football remained one of the most popular sports despite decades of political instability and conflict. Like many Somali children, he developed an early passion for the game, spending countless hours playing and watching football whenever opportunities arose. Rather than pursuing a career as a professional player, Artan became fascinated by the role of referees. He was drawn to the discipline, authority, and deep understanding of the laws of the game required to officiate matches. At a time when Somalia's sporting infrastructure faced significant challenges, choosing a path in football officiating was far from conventional. Nevertheless, Artan committed himself to learning the profession. He began officiating local matches in Mogadishu and gradually earned recognition for his composure, fitness, and ability to manage difficult situations on the field. His performances in domestic competitions caught the attention of Somali football authorities, who identified him as one of the country's most promising refereeing talents. Claiming the refereeing ladder, Artan's progression through the ranks was steady rather than sudden. He officiated matches in local and national competitions, gaining valuable experience and building a reputation for consistency and professionalism. As his performances improved, he was entrusted with increasingly important fixtures. His ability to maintain control in high-pressure matches and his dedication to physical conditioning distinguished him from many of his peers. These qualities eventually earned him opportunities to represent Somalia at regional and continental levels. For a country rarely associated with elite football officiating, Artan's emergence represented a significant breakthrough. His success demonstrated that Somali referees could compete alongside officials from Africa's strongest footballing nations.
By 2025, Artan had become one of Africa's most respected match officials.
Omar Abdul Kadir from Somalia.
Years of strong performances in international competitions earned him widespread recognition from players, coaches, administrators, and fellow referees. His achievements were formally acknowledged when he was named CAF Men's Referee of the Year in 2025. The award recognized excellence in officiating across the African continent and represented one of the highest honors available to a referee. For Somalia, the award was unprecedented. Artan's success provided a powerful source of national pride and offered young Somalis an example of what could be achieved through dedication and professionalism. Selection for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Artan's career reached its most historic moment when FIFA selected him among the officials for the FIFA World Cup. The appointment made him the first Somali referee ever chosen to participate in football's biggest tournament. For many Somalis, it was a moment of immense pride. Government officials, football administrators, and supporters celebrated the announcement as a landmark achievement for the nation. The World Cup selection carried symbolic importance beyond sport. It demonstrated that a Somali official could rise to the highest level of global football despite the obstacles that had long limited opportunities for athletes and officials from the country. Artan's inclusion among the world's elite referees appeared to be the culmination of years of hard work and dedication. That dream was abruptly interrupted shortly before the tournament. Traveling to Miami with a valid visa and FIFA accreditation, Artan arrived expecting to begin preparations for the World Cup. Instead, he was detained by US authorities and ultimately denied entry into the country. Expecting to begin preparations for the World Cup. Instead, he was detained by US authorities and ultimately denied entry into the country. The decision quickly became an international news story and generated significant controversy. US officials stated that the decision resulted from security and vetting concerns. Some reports cited allegations that authorities had identified associations between Artan and individuals suspected of links to terrorist organizations. However, no public evidence was released to substantiate those allegations. Artan strongly rejected any suggestion of wrongdoing. He maintained that he possessed all necessary travel documents, had been properly accredited by FIFA, and had done nothing that justified being denied entry. The absence of publicly disclosed evidence led to debate among supporters, journalists, and football officials. While US authorities defended their decision as a matter of national security and immigration enforcement, critics questioned the transparency of the process and argued that Artan had been deprived of an opportunity to participate in the tournament without a clear public explanation because the allegations remained unproven in the public domain. The controversy became characterized by competing narratives rather than conclusively established facts. FIFA's position and removal from the tournament.
FIFA responded cautiously to the situation. The governing body emphasized that immigration and border control decisions fall under the authority of host country governments rather than FIFA itself. As a result, FIFA stated that it had no power to override the US decision. Without authorization to enter the country, Artan could not perform his duties at the tournament. He was subsequently removed from the World Cup officials list and replaced. The outcome was deeply disappointing for many within the football community.
Of course, it is unfortunate as well what happened to Omar, the referee from Somalia. But again, we don't control everything. We try, we will discuss, we will speak, we will see. Maybe sometimes it's good as well to just, chill, relax. We work on everything. We try to solve everything. Sometimes to immediately start screaming and shouting has the opposite effect of finding a solution. Believe me when I tell you, or don't believe me if you don't want, but we try always to find solutions. Always. But then we need to respect that we are not the kings of the world who can rule over governments and police forces and I don't know what.
What should have been a historic moment for Somali sport, instead, became one of the most controversial stories surrounding the tournament's preparation period. Return to Somalia and public support. After returning to Somalia, Artan received a warm and emotional welcome. Supporters, football officials, and government representatives gathered to express solidarity with him. Many Somalis viewed him not as a disgraced figure, but as a national pioneer whose achievements remained intact regardless of the World Cup controversy. Public celebrations highlighted the pride many citizens felt in his accomplishments. The reception reflected widespread recognition of the barriers he had overcome and the visibility he had brought to Somali football. Artan expressed gratitude for the support and reiterated his commitment to refereeing. He stated that the setback would not end his career and that he intended to continue working toward future international assignments. Legacy and significance. Regardless of differing
interpretations of the events
surrounding the 2026 FIFA World Cup, Omar Abdul Kadir Artan's impact on Somali sport is undeniable. He transformed perceptions of what Somali officials could achieve on the international stage. From local matches in Mogadishu to CAF honors and World Cup selection, his career established new benchmarks for excellence in Somali football. For many young Somalis, Artan's journey serves as evidence that determination, professionalism, and perseverance can create opportunities. Even in the most challenging circumstances, his achievements opened doors for future generations of referees and contributed to Somalia's growing presence in international sport. Whether remembered primarily for his historic accomplishments or the controversy that prevented his World Cup participation, Omar Abdul Kadir Artan remains one of the most influential figures in the history of Somali football, officiating, a referee whose career continues to inspire a nation.